Hi again, this is Miss Montoya's math class. Today's topic is unit rate. Today's objective, understand what is a unit rate, and it's really just about the math. Yesterday's I can statement, which we were able to accomplish, I can use ratio language to describe the relationship between two quantities. Today's I can statement, by the end of today's lesson, you will be able to identify the unit rate associated with a ratio. So let's review. Ratios. A ratio is a comparison of two quantities. Typically, these quantities are of the same type of unit. In this instance, for example, we have shapes. 3 hearts to 5 stars. It can be written 3 ways, with the word 2, with the colon representing the 2, or 3 to 5 written as a fraction. Equivalent ratios are ratios that have the same value. Now you will be partaking in a game-based activity, which is just to review prior knowledge that we learned in yesterday's lesson. Go ahead and answer the question. What is the ratio of basketballs to soccer balls? Make sure you guys are paying really close attention to the language. What is the ratio of basketballs to soccer balls? Which is telling us that first we need to list the number of basketballs. In this scenario, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basketballs to 1, 2, 3, 4 soccer balls. So our answer would be 5 to 4. What is the ratio of red triangles to total triangles? Go ahead, enter the question. Yep, so it is 1 to 3. You can have a ratio of part to part or part to whole, like we spoke about yesterday. Some of these are fractions and some are ratios. Select only the ratios. Go ahead, answer the question. Excellent work. Yep. Although fractions and ratios can be written similarly, they are said differently and they represent different things. Excellent work, class. Now, today's lesson is about rates. Now, a rate is a ratio that compares quantities with different units of measure. For example, 35 miles in 7 minutes, we have 2 different units of measure. In this case, we have length and we have time. Now we need to figure out the unit rate. So a unit rate is a rate that compares a quantity with 1 unit of the other quantity. We have 35 miles over the span of 7 minutes, but we need to kind of get that down, simplify it so that we have only 1 minute. So the 1 unit of the other quantity. How much distance was traveled within 1 minute? Well, first we need to write it in fraction form. In this case, we have 35 to 7. Then we are going to divide the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. 35 divided by 7 and 7 divided by 7, which gives us 5 over 1. Lastly, we are going to label and restate. So our answer is 5 miles per minute. This is some key vocabulary here. You're looking for per minute. That's telling us that it's a unit rate. So what do you think are some examples of unit rate? We just saw an example which showed us miles per minute. Now, what are some examples that you might be able to think of? Go ahead and write something in the collaboration board and we'll be able to all share our ideas. I saw some great examples there. Price per gallon, price per 1 pound, miles per 1 hour, or calories per 1 serving. Now, these are things that you will be seeing a lot of in the real world. So this is why I really like this unit of math, because this is something we can really relate to, and it's going to help us a lot when we start to buy things and use our money. So for instance, we have gasoline. Right now it is very expensive. $4.29, almost 30 cents for 1 gallon of regular gas. So that is the unit rate of gasoline. Also, you might go to the deli at the supermarket and you might pick up some cold cuts or whatever the case is. And typically they will tell you the unit price. So the rate for this would be $6.99 per every 1 pound of, in this case, turkey breast, sliced fresh. Another thing you might see is miles per hour. So when you're driving in the car, speed is calculated in miles per hour. How many miles can we drive within 1 hour? That is the rate at which the car is moving. Another example you may see in your lives is nutrition facts. So in this case, we have calories per serving, 60 calories for every 1 tablespoon. Now, let's see. We have an example here. A silver car drove a total of 120 miles within 3 hours. A red car drove a total of 150 miles within 5 hours. Which car is going faster? Now, in order to answer this question, we need to figure out the unit rate for each of these vehicles. What was the miles per hour of each of these cars? Now, take a guess. Which car do you think was going faster? Take a guess. Let's see. All right. Now, here are the steps for calculating unit rate.
To find the unit rate of the silver car, we're going to write this in fraction form. Step 1. The silver car drives a total of 120 miles over the span of 3 hours. We need to write that in fraction form and then divide by the denominator. We're going to divide 120 divided by 3, which gives us 40, and 3 divided by 3, which gives us 1. Now we label and restate as our final step. The silver car drove 40 miles per hour.
Now it's your turn to figure out what is the rate at which the red car was driving. Use the steps here on this image, and don't forget to show your work. Okay, so let's see how fast was the red car going and which car was going faster.
Now we're going to do the same thing for the red car. We write it in fraction form, 150 miles over the span of 5 hours. Then we have to divide. 150 divided by 5 equals 30. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. Last step, we have to label and restate. Our answer is 30 miles per hour. This tells us that the silver car was driving faster.
Now that was one certain type of example that you will see with unit rate. However, it's really important that we pay close attention to the language, because whatever it is that we're searching for, how much does each pencil cost? This is going to tell you what is the denominator going to be. So let's see. In this example, 24 pencils cost $1.20. How much does each pencil cost? So now we need to know the cost of 1 pencil, which tells us pencil is going to be on the denominator. Keywords to search for would be for, each, one, or per. In this case, the word is each. Each pencil, that means that's going to be on the denominator, because we need to get that down to 1, a singular individual pencil. How much would that cost? We know we're going to divide by that denominator. In this case, the answer is 5 cents per pencil. Now, the same exact scenario, 24 pencils cost $1.20. How many pencils can you get for $1? In this case, we want to get the money down to 1 individual unit. So we're going to put that as a denominator. So for $1, that's our keyword. That's going to go on the denominator, and we're going to divide by 1.2, which gives us 20 pencils. You can get 20 pencils per dollar. Great, now that we've had some time to practice, it is now your turn to answer the following questions and show what you know. Don't forget to show your work. Please open this document in Kami, and you will be able to answer these questions individually, but don't forget to show your work, and you can refer to the charts if you need some assistance. Thank you. Now we have a pretty good understanding of unit rate and how to find it. We will pick up where we left off and continue to learn about unit rate tomorrow. Try to think of some other real-world examples to share with the class tomorrow. See you tomorrow.